The Baltic Sea, located in northern Europe, surrounded by the Scandinavian Peninsula, Central Europe, Northern Europe, Eastern Europe, and the Danish islands, is connected to the Gulf of Kattegat via the Øresund Strait, the Great Belt and the Little Belt. It is a sea with a brackish water. Kattegat Bay extends into the Skagerrak Sea and from there into the North Sea until it reaches the Atlantic Ocean. The Baltic Sea is connected to the White Sea via the White Sea Canal and to the North Sea via the Kiel Canal. The three Baltic countries, Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania, are named after the Baltic Sea. The first person to call the sea the Baltic Sea was Adam of Bremen, one of the most famous nobles of the Middle Ages in Germany. After an island located in it called Baltia, it was given this name by the Romans. It has several names by the peoples of Europe. The Germans call it the East Sea, while in the Baltic countries and Finland it is called the West Sea. In the Romance, Baltic and Slavic languages, it is called the Baltic. In the early Middle Ages, Scandinavian merchants built a trading empire throughout the Baltic Sea. Later, the Scandinavians fought for control of the Baltic Sea against the Windish tribes living on the southern shore. The Scandinavians also used Russia's rivers as trade routes, eventually finding their way to the Black Sea and southern Russia. This Nordic-dominated period is referred to as the Viking Age. The Baltic Sea is a shallow sea with an average depth of about 55 meters. The sea is the largest body of water with brackish water between salty and fresh in the world. Its length is about 1610 kilometers. Its width is 193 kilometers and its maximum depth is only 460 meters. It's located near Swedish territory. Its area is approximately 377,000 kilometers. The volume of its waters is 21,000 kilometers and the length of its beaches exceeds 1,000 kilometers. Since 1720, the Baltic Sea has frozen more than 20 meters, most recently in early 1987, which was the harshest winter in Scandinavia since 1720. This ice then covered 400,000 kilometers during the winter of 2010. The climate of the Baltic Sea can be described as seasonal. Winters are long and cold, and summers are relatively short and warm. And average temperatures range from about 10 degrees Celsius below zero in the middle of winter to about 17 degrees Celsius above zero in the middle of summer. Rainfall varies depending on the weather, with average rainfall ranging between 500 and 600 mm annually. Fog usually forms frequently in spring and early summer. Winds tend to be variable, but not usually reaching gale force, and sea breezes commonly blow over coastal areas in summer. The Baltic Sea faces the environmental problem of eutrophication. Excessive introduction of nutrients into the marine environment promotes the growth of phytoplankton, causing low light conditions in the water and depletion of oxygen at the seafloor, causing products such as plants to deteriorate excessively, leading to a series of other changes in the ecosystem. Many Baltic Basin countries are currently engaged in this challenge of managing pressures resulting from human activities in order to reduce their impacts of biodiversity and ecosystem function. Wikitube is the first audiovisual encyclopedia in the English version.